we're making progress and moving forward. Um, last week we were in the discussion of namaz and salat and the purifying effect that it has, and the in Farsi we refer to this part of the Masnavi, or this set of couplets, as the namaz of Maulana Rumi. This is the mentality he went in, and the basically the feeling he had when doing namaz, as he describes in these lines over here. And it I mean it just tells you uh, how deep and how sincere he was in his salat, and um, how if one approaches their salat with this type of mentality, it can totally transform uh, the the experience. I mean, last week we at the beginning we had some discussion, and it was another poem. It's in Divan Shams. It's not in Masnavi, but in Divan Shams Tabrizi, another book of Maulana Rumi's, where he says, "Mara gharaz namaz an بود که یک ساعت غم فراق تو را با تو راز بگذارم، وگرنه این چه نمازی بود که هر ساعت نشسته روی به محراب و دل به بازارم." Means my intention and goal from namaz is that for an hour, um, I share with you the secrets, or the gam, sorry, the not the secrets, but the grief of my separation for you, and I share with you the secrets. وگرنه این چه نمازی بود که هر ساعت روی به محراب و دل به بازار. It means, otherwise, what kind of prayer is this, where my face is towards the mihrab, but my heart is in the bazaar. Basically, uh, my attention and heart is everywhere else except for where it should be. Um, so maybe I'll start from where we left off. So the maybe I'll also just kind of go back a couple of lines, and just start from the takbir. We had read معنی تکبیر این است ای امیم که ای خدا ما پیش تو قربان شدیم، وقت ذبح الله اکبر میکنی همچنین در ذبح نفس کشتنی. So this means the real meaning of takbir, O Imam, is that, O God, we have become a sacrifice before you. So, Brother Abdul Rahman, we were discussing last time. We were asking, what does the word Amim meant?
That's right. Yes.
I went back to the Masnavi itself, and
Mhm.
in the Masnavi, interestingly, it says Maniya takbir inast a imam. So this is interesting. This rhymes with shodim. So maybe
Yes.
maybe there's just multiple recitations of this. Maybe this is one way and that's another way.
I have never seen it anywhere, but it serves the purpose. See, you said it right. I think to make it Hamradif, Kafia, and poetically, he did Imam. Shudam is on the other side to Koban Shudam. So unless it should have been Mani Takbir Naf Umam
That's what it is.
Koban Shudam. But then Umam is the plural of Milla, so like community. So he couldn't do that. So
Yeah.
that's okay. But the meaning you have it got right, and I think, understood it that takbir is like. And then he explains in the next verse that just like Ibrahim alayhi salam did to his son with takbir. He put the knife on his neck. That's how we should feel. So it becomes clear in the next couple of lines.
Exactly, exactly. تن چو اسماعیل و جان همچون خلیل کرده جان تکبیر بر جسم نبیل.
Right.
Um, it means the body is like Ismail. Tancho Ismail means the body is like Ismail. Vajan Hamchon Khalil, and the spirit is like Prophet Ibrahim Khalil alayhi salam. Kardijan Takbir means when the spirit does or says takbir bar jism nabil, upon it says takbir upon the noble body. So essentially, it's our spirit is sacrificing our body,
Our physical body. Yeah.
گشته کشته تن ز شهوت ها و آز شد به بسم الله بسمل در نماز. Um, it means the lusts and desires. Uh, I'm looking at the translation. It says, "By lust and desires, the body was merely killed." Um, when I read this, I thought it was saying, "Gashte kushte tanz shahvat hovu oz." Do you agree with that translation of Nicholson?
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah. You see, after you have done takbir, the body just becomes annihilated
That's what
from desires and all, and that's okay.
I agree with you. I think I feel like it's saying when you say takbir, the body has become annihilated from lust and desire.
Exactly.
But
Yeah. Is it
I think Nicholson is saying the lust and desires of the is what kills the body. So I think he's saying something else. I don't know.
he
You don't know.
merely killed? Yeah, kind of. He's missing the point,
You missed it.
but that's okay. I mean, there we can understand it. It's fairly simple in Persian.
Yeah. Should the Bismillah, Bismillah namaz means um, by the words Bismillah, the body became Bismil in namaz.
Beautiful. Now you said it.
Yeah, I learned that from you last time.
Bismil is that entity that was just sacrificed and still has some life left in it, and it's kind of trembling and moving its limbs. That's called bismil. Beautiful.
Um, and then the now we get to the qiyam part of the namaz. And, the way
Your voice is kind of
oh yeah.
getting farther away.
Okay, how about now? Is it okay?
That's perfect. Good.
Yeah. So this part of the next part of the next few couplets, the way Maulana Rumi describes the qiyam is quite beautiful. He
Mm.
he gives an analogy to what's happening on the day of judgment, um, after we all rise from our graves. So he says, "Chun qiyamat pish safha." Sorry, "Chun qiyamat pish haq safha zade dar hisab و در مناجات آمده ایستاده پیش یزدان اشک ریز بر مثال راست خیز رست خیز." So um, what it's saying is that when we're doing qiyam, it's similar to qiyamat, the day of qiyamat, the day of judgment, uh, where pisha haq, uh, standing next to Allah or standing in front of Allah in lines, with others, with along with the angels. Um, در حساب و در مناجات اومده. So when in Qiyamah, when the frightening, the magnificent scene, the reaction that all of us will be showing will be to begin engaging in self-examination and also doing munajat, means praying and doing dua and pleading before Allah.
Well, I think self-examining, he's using it from himself. It's not self-examination. Now you are really in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala being examined. Chun Qayamat, because it is like the day of judgment, you are lined up before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as if you came now for your examination
Yes.
and you are praying. Now, yeah, that hisab is actually there, not that you are,
Oh, data hisab, and you are in
yeah, yeah,
in
yeah,
you're in examination, the process.
yeah, you are already standing before you. You should feel that you are actually now annihilated and you are being now tested in Kayama.
Yes.
He didn't say Kayam. If he was to say Kayam, uh, you Kayamash, if he was to say Chun Kayamash, when you are standing before God, then that would be different. But he said Chun Kayamat. So that is not Kayam anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. So,
yeah. That's interesting.
mm,
I agree with you. So ایستاده پیش یزدان اشکریز. So standing in the presence of God, ashkriz means while shedding tears. بر مثال راست بر مثال راستخیز رستخیز. It means like the one who rises up uh, on the day of rising. So Rastakhiz means, yeah, the day of rising from the dead. حق همی گوید چه
wait. Bar misale Rastakhiz, Rastakhiz. Rastakhiz is actually battlefield. So use that wording and then see what it means.
So you mean
Go to that evaluation place or examination place, or we call it Rastakhiz is in Urdu, we call it a battlefield, really, when you are in face to face with somebody that is examining you or somebody that is going to combat you, whatever. So I don't know if Rasta has any other meaning for that.
so in Farsi we call another word we have for Ruza Qiyamat is Ruza Rastakhiz. That's another word we
Okay.
so that's how I when I read this that's how
Okay, then that meaning I did not know.
yeah it sounds like they both have similar
Okay,
different context, but I guess meaning is kind of similar.
okay.
But that's interesting. I didn't know that it meant that in
You see, like here, you see, you read it Yazdam properly, but it says Nardan here. So this is why it becomes difficult for
yeah.
non-Persian people to understand. He wrote a Nardan there.
Yeah, that so this is one of
Mm,
the with this text over here,
mm.
and I don't know if this is just like in the original version it was like this, or if this is like a copying
No,
issue.
it cannot be. You see, Ashk raise the two nuktas are missing, but you know Farsi, so you can read it.
Yes,
For
yes,
me, for us, it becomes difficult.
yeah. No, no,
Peshe Yazdan, he did not put the nuktas under Yazdan, he put a noon there
yeah,
for, and then raise, he just rums, looks like,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
So yeah, I have the same challenge honestly. For a lot of them, I have to
I'm glad you're there. So you know what it means, but
I went
okay.
back to the original to see what it is, because sometimes
Hak hami goyachi avurdi mara.
yes,
Hmm.
yeah. حق همی گوید چه آوردی مرا اندر این مهلت که من دادم تو را عمر خود در چه پایان برده ای قوت و قوت در چه فانی کرده ای. It means
Read it again, please. Umre khudra, khuddar.
عمر خود در چه پایان برده ای.
Mhm.
او تو
Bayaban, Burdai. Okay, now we understand.
Well, actually, it looks like biaban, but in Masnavi it says payan. عمر خود در چه پایان برده ای.
No, no, Bayaban is correct. Mm.
I can show, well, in Masnavi it says payan though, but I don't know. Allahu alam.
Okay, let's see
Maybe,
how you interpret it then.
maybe they're both.
Mm.
Maybe there's different recitations to it. I don't know.
Mm.
So haq hami guyad means on that day Allah will say, uh, چه آوردی مرا? What have you brought for me? And در این مهلت که من دادم تو را. In this uh, term or in this duration or in this opportunity that I have given, this um, this term of respite, I think as Nicholson says, um, عمر خود در چه پایان برده ای او تو قوت در چه فانی کرده. It means um, how uh, عمر خود در چه پایان برده. It means your life, uh, to what end did you use it? Did you utilize it? Or to what end did you take it? So that's why payan means to what end.
Okay.
Dar che payan. But yeah, dar che biaban, it means in what desert
Yes.
have you taken it? That kind of makes sense too. So
Yeah, it means that where have you been wandering around?
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. That
Mm.
works too, actually.
Yeah.
قوت و قوت در چه فانی کرده. It means so قوت it means like food and resources. قوت means your strength and power. So it means the food and resources that have been given to you and the power and the strength that have been given to you. What have you used it for? To what end did you use it, or to fani karde means fani means to use it all up so that there's no more of it left.
Exactly. Annihilated. Yeah.
Annihilated. Yes, yes. So again, yeah, this is all still happening during the qiyam. It's
Yeah.
like
Yes.
we're being questioned by God. That this it's amazing when one goes to the prayer with this kind of mentality. Um, گوهر دیده کجا فرسوده ای پنج حس رو در کجا پالوده ای. So گوهر دیده refers to your vision. Gohar is like the jewels of your vision, this blessing of vision that I have given you. Where did you use it? So farsude in Farsi is an interesting word. When we say something has become farsude, it's like kind of refers to the wear and tear, like the wear and tear of a car. So
Exactly. Yeah. That's it.
yeah. So where have your eyes? What wear and tear did you put it through? What did you use it for?
Where have you been misusing it, so to speak?
Yes,
Okay.
exactly. پنج حس means the five senses. پنج حس رو در کجا پالوده ای? Where did you use your five senses, or where have you dissolved them? همچنین پیغام های دردگین صد هزاران آید از حضرت چنین. It means many similar painful messages, hundreds of thousands of them coming from as Hazrat means Hazrat Haq, Allah. Hundreds
Yeah.
of thousands of them coming from Allah in a similar manner. در قیام این گفته ها این گفت ها دارد رجوع و ز خجالت شد دوتا اندر رکوع. قوت ایستادن از خجلت نماند در سجود از شرم تسبیحی بخواند. So در قیام این گفته ها دارد رجوع means during the qiyam this conversation or these words they keep coming, they keep returning from God. So it's like this conversation just keeps on, more and more questions like this keep coming. و ز خجالت شد دوتا اندر رکوع. And this is where we who are being questioned, out of shame we fall into ruku. And symbolically it's just so beautiful how
Yes.
we just do ruku without even, I'm talking about myself, without even thinking about what we're doing. But if we really think about like what it is we're doing, it's it and the mentality that one should really be in, it transforms the experience. um قوت ایستادن از خجلت نماند means the power to stand, uh, um, um, it does no longer remain out of the shame that the person is feeling. It's like your feet, your legs, your knees lose strength to stand. Dar sujud as sham tasbihi bekhanad. And so it's at that point where the person falls into sujud, because their feet, it's like their legs have no longer the strength to hold them up out of the shame that they feel.
You know, we read it as Bakhwand or Namand, not Namanad. But of course, the word is Namanad. But here, for poetic purposes, Kuvat is Taudan as Hajlat Namand.
You are
Dar
right.
Sajud as Sharm Tasbihi Bakhand.
Thank
Yes.
you. Yeah. Thank you. That's
Mm.
actually, I should mark that.
I don't know. Man, Khanad is that, but we have in Urdu a noon hunna that you don't have in Persian. The noon without the nukta is called noon hunna, and that's how you read it. Khand, not nad. And Khajlat namand. So this is something that in Persian does not have.
Interesting.
But we do it. And this is why I feel that his background, Rumi's background, was that. So he could say namand, and the verse would be perfect in its weight, in its beher and wazn. Kuvat istaudan as khajlat namand, dar sajud as sharm tasbihi bakhand.
I think that's what it is. In Farsi we actually have that too. I think I read it incorrectly. I think that was just my.
No, but noon, I see everywhere you noon pronounced like noon, like n, and but we go with that noon gunna. That's like you say hamchunin, we say hamchuni.
Oh, okay.
So that's a difference we have. So we are kind of disadvantaged that way. But go ahead, please.
Very interesting. So I've seen that when so that's how you pronounce that in Urdu. I've seen a lot of times where it looks like it should be, in my mind it's where a noon would go. So that's how it's a noon, but you pronounce it in
It's a noon gunna. We call it noon without the sound of n. So it's rather than n. In. You say in, we say e.
Oh.
We don't finish it with n. We say e. E namade cheese. Dar ko jai. E jaw. You say in jaw probably. But we say e jaw. E jaw banashi. Sit here.
Okay.
So that's, and when we say noon gunna at the end, nashin, that means differently in poetry. So nashin finishes that, but and completes that whatever command you were doing. But if you say nashin, then you can continue on. So it's a kind of meter that poets use in Urdu.
Oh wow.
Like, let me give you the example so that you know that I'm not just rambling. You see, we have the word andade bayan, the manner of speaking, right?
Yes.
Now, but if you say andaz and you want to say bayan, then you cannot say andaze bayan. Then you have to say andaz bayan. But when you say andaze, then you cannot use n at the end. Then you say andaze bayan. hukme shahan, and otherwise hukm shahan. So that is the difference. If you connect those both, then you cannot say full noon. You have to say noon gunna.
Okay. That makes sense.
Okay,
Alhamdulillah.
we lost you.
Yeah, yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now. Go ahead.
Okay. So then so then I guess this is while the prayer, the person praying is in sujood or ruku. It says, "Baz farman mirasad, bardar sar az sujud o pasukh haq bar shamar." Um, so they put ruku here in parentheses because this can also be read as ruku o pasukh haq bar shamar. It applies both to when one is in sujood and ruku. So it means then, while the person is in ruku or in sujud, the command comes from Allah to bring your head back up, raise your head back up, lift your head as ruku, lift your head up from ruku. Va pasukh haq bar shamar means uh, and answer the questions that God has for you. So it's like one by default would keep staying in the sujud. The reason why we get back up, like we do the first sujud, the reason why we're getting back up is because Allah is commanding us to lift our heads up, to ask more questions. Sar bararad an degar rah sharmsar. سر برآرد آن دگر ره شرمسار اندر افتد باز در روح همچو مار. It means the shamefaced one lifts up his head from from sujud, and that افتد باز در روح همچو مار, and he falls again onto his face, hamchomar, like a snake. He falls
Yeah.
down onto his face. So this is actually interesting. I went back to the Masnavi, and I guess there's another way that this couplet is recited. It says, "Sar bararad az ruku an sharmsar, baz andar ru fetad an khamkar." And that's actually what Nicholson is translating here. It says, "Then the man whose works are imperfect falls onto his face again."
Yeah.
So interesting. There's, I guess, another recitation to this. So this is now we're in the second sujud. Baz farman miresad bardar sar از سجود و واده از کرده خبر. It means a command comes again to lift up your head from sujud and explain your deeds, explain yourself. So, and then maybe I'll read this, maybe the next two, and then we can conclude for today. بازگوید سر برآور بازگوی که بخواهم جست از تو موی به موی مو به موی. It means again, he says, lift up your head, and it means, relate your deeds, or tell explain your deeds. بخواهم just as to muy mu be muy. It means I want to ask you about them, interrogate you about them, hair by hair. It means one by one. We're going to go through, all of your deeds and actions.
Every little bit.
Every little
Yeah,
bit.
he's using the hair as a example of the tiniest bit. Every little thing that you have done, we want to get accountability of that. Yeah, movamu is the hair by hair, but but that's what he means, that everything that you have done, we want its account. Hmm.
قوت ایستادن پا نبودش که خطاب هیبتی بر جان زدش. It means he has no power to stand on his feet. Then the Lord says to him, speak plainly. Uh, so I can stop there, and maybe we can continue the rest next week. If anybody has comments, thoughts, or questions.
There's a lot to discuss here, so I think it's good to stop and
Yeah.
you can just go over
Alhamdulillah.
the message he's giving.
I mean, yeah, I think the from what I'm understanding from it, and Allah knows best, is uh, it's the prayer that we do, the salat, is is analogous to what's going to happen on the day of judgment. The way that we will rise up from our graves, we will be questioned uh, detail by detail. The ruku that we do is the ruku and the sujud is out of shame and feeling weakness in your legs, not being able to stand properly because of the questioning that we are going to be getting. The dhikr, the surahs that we are reading during qiyam, again it's like praising Allah, asking for His mercy and forgiveness while all this interrogation is happening, and while we're reviewing our whole life, um, and how everything we've gone through, how we utilize the resources that God has given us in this world. Um, so Allah knows best. I think this is I think the way that I understand it.
SubhanAllah, I mean, it was actually beautiful. I mean, I think it makes you rethink every time for prayer, your
Yeah.
whole your mindset, right? I mean, I think we just kind of jump right into the prayer oftentimes, and we have 5,000 things going on in our head,
Yep.
thinking about it. And when you put it from this perspective, it just adds a sense of humility to when you need to stand there.
Yes. Yes. I
Mm.
completely agree.
Inshallah.
Mashallah, it was beautiful, beautiful.
Beautiful. I think two things I just in terms of takeaways, I guess is to summarize. One was the beginning was the takbir part of it, and then the Ibrahim alayhi salam and the sacrifice of Ismail. That was the beginning of the as we do takbir and in our salah. So we start with that, and what is really the deeper meaning of the takbir. So when you come, you're
Mm-hmm.
sacrificing all your desires and submit completely in all aspects of submission, inwardly, outwardly, and then your I think the ritual salat of each of these actions beautifully I think explained in terms of the sujood, and it's just like I think when you stand up in front of your masters and you're been given a task to do, and then you are here accountable for that, and when you know that you're falling short, what's your state of mind that time?
Mm-hmm.
And that is a shame, and and what you have done, deep inside, but now you have come in front of to be interrogated, and then you go into the sujood, and then you're trying to hide,
Yes.
in every action you're hiding, and they say no, come on, and then you go to the coup, and you still, you because you know what you did,
Yep.
and then you go to then you go to sujood, and he not getting up because you're so ashamed that he said no, get up again because you're trying to hide from, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reminding you, because I said hair by hair, he's bringing all this whole MRI in front of you, what exactly has happened and you've done, and because now you know it, because all your limbs are speaking in that day, so there are a lot of shahada against you too.
Yes.
So you have no place to hide. And I think with that state of mind, if you keep this in front of you, that this salat and this prayer is a replica of my presence in front of God in the day of judgment.
Mm-hmm. exactly.
This is exactly what it is. This exactly is the state of mind that this I am standing in the day of judgment. If you just you can just contemplate and think while doing a takbir and dropping everything at that time. So basically, you're cleaning up your all, as the Savior said, you're too far going through your mind. You have, and that's why I think I find as a lesson is that now I see why when you come to the masjid and do salat, masjid, because the two rakah you do, you basically you can't just come straight, people rushing to the salat and contemplation. No, you have to come in before you sit down. You just have to settle down first. You just go in front of the most high.
That's right.
You just get into that room just like that. No, you just have to come to the waiting room, settle down, clear your thoughts, think about whom you're going to meet now in 5 minutes, and then you enter.
That's
So in
right.
that state, what you do some askar. That's a practical. That's what I'm just trying to learn. And do your two rakah, the nafal, the masjid. Sit down for a little while before you come before the salah. So prepare yourself and think about where you're leading. And then when you're in that state, and then think that as if, and that's why Allah was reminding us, as if you see him and he sees you. You're just in front of you have most high. How can you be thinking of anything but him? And if we can just keep this, the picture very beautifully drawn in terms of, basically the Rose Kiyama picture has been drawn in front of us. And these are the exercises. So we're basically doing the warm up for that day. So all this prayers is really nothing but preparing for that day.
That's right. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah. MashaAllah.
Exactly what it is. Alhamdulillah. Yeah. So it's,
Subhanallah, mashallah, alhamdulillah.
alhamdulillah. So if I guess if nobody has any other comments, if we want to conclude with a dua, if somebody would like to take the lead.
Dr. Saab?
Okay. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. Oh Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, give us the ability and the vision to grasp the lessons from the masters that have gone before us and have left their legacy and their literature so that we can be rightly guided. As in these verses of Rumi, he's teaching us and guiding us as to what we truly mean when we stand before you in prayer. We have to feel as if we are surrendering ourselves to you completely, and that you are the most forgiving, most kind, and you will accept our prostrations and our standing before you. Oh Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we make mistakes sometimes in how we express ourselves and how we stand in prayers before you. Please forgive us for our shortcomings and guide us rightly on the path that is pleasing to you. Oh Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, more than ourselves, we are worried about our future generations that are being raised here in this environment. We ask that you protect them, to keep them rightly guided, and make them serve you and your deen. Oh Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we come before you with our shortcomings. Forgive those shortcomings and accept our prayers and our salutations to you. Sallallahu ta'ala ala khairi khalqi Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Birahmatika ya arhamar rahimin.
Jazakallah.
Ameen.
MashaAllah. MashaAllah. Jazakallah khair. MashaAllah. May Allah reward you all, and may Allah bless you, MashaAllah. Till next Sunday, inshallah. I think, I generally look forward to it because this